Hey guys, this is Gwendolyn, and for today's video, I would like to share with you how I apply my individual eyelash extensions.
That was good.
Okay, and what I usually use the Ardell individual lashes. These are the singles. I don't know if Lexis can see that. Those are the singles, and these are the ones that's more like the flare. And you could get them with or without they have like the little ball on the end of the lashes. You can get them, what do they call? Knot free. They call them the little knots on the bottom. I do either or. And I usually apply something like this type. Here are some over here that I've already had out that I was using. See there? And you could do like, they have so many different types of material, like human lash, the human lashes, and different, I buy whichever. And I usually like to wear the medium or the long. They come in short, medium, and long. I personally like to wear just pretty much the long. They just show better. I like either or, but it just depends. Because typically you would use the short here. You would go a little bit like maybe a medium, and then you get longer at the ends, typically.
Okay.
And then, or you could do a little bit short ones back here. It just depends. But usually people go short, medium, and long. I go long all the way across. I just do. And I align them differently. It's just what I do. All of these are individual, are these, the flare ones. And the bottom, I do these. Let me take them out. Well, here's some already out. There's one of the other ones just lying on there. See, they're individual single lashes. You could put these on the top as well. And these also come in short, medium, and long. So, and then like I said, when you start looking into individual lashes for the people that's never worn them, there are different textures. You can get different textures. I do human hair or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I can work with either or. They do take mascara, any type that you choose. The mascara could go on them if you like. But you have to remember when you're adding lashes onto your lashes, I do not have long lashes. My lashes are the shortest lashes on earth, and then they grow straight out like this. They go down, they go like that. They are not up. They don't curl at all. So I had to be tricky with the way I apply them. So, but for what I need, for right now, I'm just going to go through the products I use. I use I think this is Ardell also. This is a lash, individual lash glue. Now, you guys probably already know this, but just for the ones that do not, when you're doing the strip lashes, there are different type of glues. It's not the same glue as this. Some people have become creative enough to not buy this and buy the hair glue, and they use it for their lashes. I don't, but whatever works. And this Ardell glue, that I've noticed for me, it doesn't break me out. It doesn't do any of that. That I've noticed. I naturally have allergies. I have allergies regardless. So, but this is a really good glue. This holds really, really well. There are glues that come with products. Sometimes you can buy lashes in a kit, and it has all the length. It has them on the different rolls, the short, medium, and long, and it comes with a glue. Sometimes the glues could be something similar to like these little, I have one that came with this eyelash glue. I've never used this particular one because I just stick with this. This works so well. And just for the record, my lashes, whether it's healthy or not, I'm not going to get into all of that. I do me. My lashes stay in for so long.
Yeah.
I know your lashes grow away, and your lashes, where your lashes shed and grow away. They grow out and then they would fall off or whatever, your natural growth. So that's when I go and just put new ones in. I just apply different lash. Wherever it seems like a lash is a little bit away too far from where I placed it, I wait on it to come off a little bit, and then I just put another one in.
Apply another one.
And I've been doing my own lashes for over 20 years. I used to go in and get them done by an esthetician where I first had them done. I saw the permanent eyelash extension, and permanent drew me in, of course. Like I used to get I had my brows done before what did they do? Almost like tattoo them in. It lasts like a year or so, but typical because my skin,
And how your skin is.
It didn't last. But I learned to do this on my own. I watched the lady do it. I watched my esthetician do it. And of course, I couldn't see once she applied them here, but I watched what she had. I watched little things, and I just learned through the years to tweak them myself. Because sometimes I was putting them in, and my lashes growing straight downward like this. My lashes would droop a little bit lower than I wanted, and then they're heavy. Possibly, of course, they're a little bit heavy. Then they're flared. They have the knot.
Yeah.
I find a way to put them on. See how this eye is? I have no eyeliner or anything on my eyes yet on purpose, so you can see it through my skin. See how this eye, they sit up a little bit as I look straight out?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the bottom, because mascara makes my eyes itch on the bottom. It just does. Every brand I've ever used. So I started putting individuals there. I don't put any mascara.
That's smart.
Yeah, I just did it on my own. And I cut these sometimes. It just depends. But then there are times when I don't want to cut them. So it just varies. That's why I have scissors. Yes. Ghetto. Yes. Very.
You're so silly.
But sometimes if they're too long, I go up in a mirror and I just clip the ends of them. If I'm putting longs in all on the top, and I decide I want some a little bit shorter as it goes in here, I clip them. Sometimes I just do. It's me. I do things. You start finding ways, for things that work for yourself. Yeah. So, but I just put all long, totally. And I angle them to make them look a little bit differently. Yes. I figured it out.
I always like that you've done your lashes.
But they, like I said, they stay in my eyes for so long. I'm on my eyes for months and months and months. I may replace lashes maybe, I want to say about 3 or so times a year. I know it's sad because I go months and they won't come in, and they don't just come off with water. You need a solution, or what are the makeup removers? That would do it. Some type of makeup remover. And or Vaseline. No, good old Vaseline. And if you can get a little bit on your fingers or a Q-tip, whatever, and you can squeeze around the lashes, and you can just absorb it like that, and they will start sliding off. But just regular water, they don't come off. Those things are on there. You rip them out, oh my gosh, and I've done it before. I was rushing and I wanted to replace one. It was like halfway on my lash, and you could see where the lash was growing, and it was a little bit further away, and I was pulling at it and pulling, and sometimes I put mine on more than one eyelash.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh, I was sitting, my eye was real. It was stinging, but you know me, I'm like, oh well. I went ahead and put another one on.
Put another one on.
And I applied them close enough, use something, where they're under there, pretty close to the eye, where my lash starts. And I don't mind it being a little bit thicker with the glue across there, whatever, because I wear eyeliner.
Oh, you wear eyeliner.
And I put no eyeliner on yet, just to show, they show regardless. And the eyeliner is just a little added touch. I'm going to put eyeliner when it gets done. Okay, Lexi's going to end up speeding up this video. I know she is, because I talk a lot. Okay, but so what I do, you can decide what works best for you. When you get your lashes, I got them in here. I'm just going to not use
that particular box.
Yeah, that box nor this one. And I got these from Sally's. They're everywhere. I'm not going to use those two because I've had some already out. Now, sometimes people get them. You take them off with your tweezers. You try to go as close to the knot as you can, not the flared part of the lashes. Try to get as close as you can. You may want to grip them inward like this. Squeeze them together like that, and then just go up really quickly. That's one way to do it, whichever works for you. I usually just go behind and go pretty low and just take one up. And I try to line them, just sometimes line them out to prepare them because they have a little bit of a stickiness to sit on the tray.
Yes, ma'am.
So a lot of times I just move them around just to have them prepared. But that's more, it just varies, especially if I'm working with different sizes. But I pretty much work with only just long. Okay, so I do that. I get a glue. I use one of these trays. Usually I get a separate one. And I put my glue on the tray here so it doesn't run very much. Or I flip my trays over and I just apply the glue there. But a lot of times I'll just use, my little thingy fell over, my display. Okay, so I keep an old tray usually. Here's one. Here's an older one. I use the trays. You can use this or whatever. You can use whatever. And just for the record, I use these sometimes for, foundation. Instead of putting it on my hand, sometimes I just put it on here.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Because it's a plastic container, of course. But anyway, so I get my glue. Whichever glue you prefer. This is the one that I love. And I put it on my tray. Usually I put it on the tray. So like I said, because it's not runny. And you need a tiny amount. I just go a turn like that because it's going to keep running out. You can use less than that. And if you're under a fan or near something, that's going to make it dry quicker, it's going to get a little bit gooey, which I still can use it sometimes. But I keep it close by so I can work pretty quickly. So being that I only have this one on the end here, and see how short my lashes are? And then this one, I went in there, did that one earlier. So, okay, I usually apply my top first. So I get a lash, I dip it in the glue as much as I want. I don't really follow perfect rules. Because it's not that same type of glue that dries super quickly. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, you're going to need a mirror that you can see pretty close up. I forgot to mention that, but it's pretty much, you guys know. So I'm going to use this mirror to come in closer. I don't know how well you can see.
It's okay. I'm going to zoom in on the next one.
Okay, I'm going to come in and I align where I think I space them the way I think I like. I lay it on top. Wait a minute. I lay it on top of my natural lashes because remember mine grows straight out. So I light it there. I let it sit for a second. It's going to start setting. Because see how it sits up a little bit? In a few seconds, it may fall a tiny bit down, and I will sit it back up because I want them up. Some people go out like that with their lashes. See it sticking up a little bit?
Yeah.
I like mine to come up a little bit. So I leave it sitting on top of my lashes and against my actual skin there a little bit. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that.
Okay.
Trying to get through this quickly so it doesn't take forever. But sometimes I'm looking at the mirror and talking about the glue. Sometimes the glue may get a little bit dry, so you just add more if you need to. I can use it when it's a little bit tacky. I can still use it. Now as I start getting to the ones here, closer here, I angle them towards my nose.
Okay.
I slant them a little bit towards my nose. And I'm going to tell you something you're going to run into when you're doing this. You can go back and fill in if there are places that you think you have too many gaps between. It doesn't matter. You can always fill in. You can make them as full as you like. Even with this eye, I could add more in and make them look like the strip lash, I can make them look like that. It depends. I change up. Sometimes I wear them full. Sometimes I just wear them where you can see through, because I like my eyeshadow to show through a little bit more. And I use way more glue per lash than most people, and I know I do, but I don't mind it because I like the black, and I use the black glue because under there I want it to be dark.
Dark, yeah.
Because I'd wear dark eyeliner when I wear eyeliner. I don't always wear it. Whoops. And you just take your time. Don't worry about sometimes if one is a little bit crooked, like if it fell over, I just leave it and I put another one above it, and it'll fill up a little bit under. It doesn't really matter. You could put the shorter ones and put some longer ones behind it. That looks really well. That looks beautiful as well. I just stick with all long because my lashes are so short. I'm so used to seeing me with these lashes. And they're going to start falling a little bit as you're just sitting there. Sometimes you're going to start seeing them look like they may droop down a little bit, or you can wear them down. Now I'm going to show you something else I do that's not taught anywhere. I get the glue. I get the tip of my tweezer. I dip it in there, if there's any glue in there. And I go back and I align my lashes. I connect them a little bit. Maybe one strand at a time. I connect. Because sometimes a lash will fall down and one will still be up. You understand? So I connect them where I know they're kind of overlapping. I'm filling in where I see a gap through here. And I could push down on them a tiny bit. But see how these lashes on this eye, see how the tips are like connected? It looks like mascara. That's just glue mostly. It's on the tips of my lashes. It's not going to get to my eyes. So I make my lashes so when I go look sideways, they all sort of lie down evenly.
Yes,
you understand? Because sometimes when you just put one in, it may start falling forward. So if it does, I get the glue on the tip like this. That's why it's black on the end. And I find a spot where I know two lashes meet. And I just connect them. And it would keep one lash from falling too much further than the other, or too far back. It makes them all stay aligned with one another. See how they're aligned?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen all the time, but it's just something I do. And it sort of secures them a little bit from having one. And if you accidentally get too much glue on a lash doing what I'm doing, you get your fingers and you just squeeze. And let's go. And it remove some of the glue. I find all these little tricks of the trade. But see how they're lying pretty evenly?
They are.
Because I'm good like that. And then you can see my tiny little lashes are way under there. And sometimes like this one I left on here on purpose because it's an older lash. And you can see like foundation or something in it. That's when you get your eyeliner and you dot, or your mascara. You can get your mascara and you dot the lighter colors that fell in your lashes. Covers it up. You got to learn all the tricks of the trade.
all the tricks.
Oh, I figured it all out. So these are pretty much similar to this, but this may be a little bit fuller. So I add a few more in. I could just see through gaps where I may or may not want another one. And I just go ahead and fill in where I'm putting them at the very beginning of where my lashes start to grow. So it's basically up against my actual lid a tiny bit, but mostly at the very far end, the beginning of my lashes. That's pretty much where I put them. I'm going to show you right here. Like you see, there's a tiny gap. I'm going to point with scissors. Don't do this, kids. But through here, See, there's a gap through there, whatever. If there's a little gap, I could just go in there and I look up a little bit and I could put a lash and put a little bit more glue. I could just tell. I just look at the tips and I just know how I like a lot of glue on mine. And I let go. I let it lie down and I let go of it. And it kind of falls up against the other one. And it's going to start sitting there. It's going to dry. This glue dries pretty quickly, I think, quick enough. And just to put them all like this. And then I go back and I fill in anywhere I want a little bit fuller. But you get the shape that you want. Then I go in and I fill in. Like I could use one here. And it's lying on top of my tiny little individual lash. See how it's getting fuller?
Yep.
And then for the new lash that I just added, I get the glue as well on the tip of my tweezer on the handle, and I just barely touch it up against an individual lash, and it sort of connects them together.
You can look at Hayden's camera next.
Hi, Hayden's camera. So I connect it like that. You guys, I'm so hot. Let me dap my face. Okay. Now you see that? You see the lashes? Like that? Okay, we can let those sit for a minute and I'll start working on the bottom. Now for the bottom lashes I use, of course, these individuals. I take an individual. Can you see that, Hayden?
Yes, ma'am.
I grab a tiny, tiny, tiny individual lash. And these are short. I was going to say that I usually use short. You can't see it, probably. Can you see that?
I can see it.
Okay. I look at it's because it has a little curve to it. So I dip it in the glue. The very tip is so tiny. You got to have some good eyes for this one. That's why my contacts are in. Lord help me without, and I've done it without contacts. I just kind of feel my way. So I think my glue is getting dry. There's a glue on the tip. I go to a lash on the bottom. I rub across one. Put a little glue on it. And then I just lie this connected to. Angled down.
There you go.
And I do the same thing I'm doing on the top. I go to the lash all the way to the very up against my lid. You see that, Hayden?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let me go to grab another one. You guys, I'm so hot. Isn't it so hot
It
around
is
these
warm
lights?
with the lights.
Okay, so I got more glue. My glue is getting really tacky. I'm going to have to add more glue. You probably can see that on the tip. You see the little fly away from the glue. Okay, then I do the same thing. I go in. I find a space. I decide how far apart I want them. And even though it's like messy with the ball on the bottom, I don't worry about that. You can cover that with liner. And I align it the way I want it. See? I put it the way I want, like these. So I do that. So I'm going to do that for a few minutes. And I'm sure Lexi's going to need to speed it up. I'm going to go faster. I've done this so much. I feel naked without them. You can swim and everything with these on. They won't come off, but wearing goggles and things that may be too long. And I just press these down a tiny bit. Like I get my finger just pressed down on them a little bit so they can lie downward and won't stick up. Because you know your bottom lashes grow sort of like that. And I don't want it sticking up. I'm going to put a tiny bit more glue, okay, because my glue is getting a little bit drier than I like.
And
so
I'll
put a tiny bit.
Pause so we can come back if you want.
Yeah, you can do that if you like, and I'll put more in.
Okay.
So you guys don't have to suffer through all of this. Okay, and then I get like a type of a mascara, and I use any type. But I do use this is the Wonder Lash by Rimmel. What is it?
Rimmel.
Rimmel.
That's how I say it.
Rimmel, whatever I use. whichever one. But I do like to use waterproof because I don't want it running off of my lashes. Because this is not going up against my eye at all. And I go through my lashes like this. I stay closer to the top of the lash because you know the lashes are going to be a little bit heavy. So I don't worry about putting it in there. You can put this on your own lashes if you prefer. I just don't. I don't need it. I try to keep my lashes clear of anything, any product to make the glue stick better. That's just what I do. Sometimes I see string like the glue or whatever, and I get that with this too. And I just press up against them like this. You can rub them like that. I just don't know how dry the glue is sometimes, so I don't want to just rip them back out. But you can do that. You can go light. You need like a, what is it called? A light hand. Don't do it too. I'm covering up that little, the foundation that I had in my one lash. I'll cover it. And that's how I do them. And if you need more, you can add more. Make them show up really dark. See there? And I put none of this on the bottom.
You just put it on the top.
Just on the top. That's just me. And for the bottom, where you can see the little, like how you connect them a little bit, typically you wear liner if you choose to. I don't. I leave mine pretty much like this. And I just give because I give the glue a chance to dry. So you can put liner and things later, but I will do the top because I'll just show you how easy that is to apply. Let me go with this. Move these, all of my little gadgets. Sometimes, like I said, you can cut. If you realize the lash is too long here, like here,
yes,
yeah, you could just clip it with scissors or the mustache. I think they're mustache or nose
Scissors
clipper.
or whatever, those real tiny
Yeah,
scissors.
whichever. I use either or. And I'll show you this really quickly. Let me find my aligner. I'm so hot. Any type of aligner. Liquid liners, anything. I'll use this one by, what is this? Revlon. I use a lot of Revlon thingies. And then I just go in like normal. I go right close to the lash. This is not in there, but this is not showing very well. Let me get another one. That one liquid one. Guys, give me a second. Like, she should have been ready. Okay,
Get
fine.
it together. No, I'm kidding.
I know, I should have been more ready. Oh, let's just pour this stuff out. But I'm always changing little makeup containers. And sometimes I take out that one that I need. Okay, so, look how cute that brush.
That's really cute. I'm sure you haven't even used it.
Maybe a little bit. Or any type of liner. I'm just using a, I don't know who this is. I have no idea.
It's probably Revlon,
I've had it for a while. And
if
I
I'm not
go
mistaken.
close to my eye. Whoop. To fill in any little gaps or whatever there that you can see.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, go like that. And then when I'm going to do my little wing or something, I just go like, I usually don't use this one. I don't do a whole lot with the wing for me. I go under, try to see how my eye is shaped. I don't do a whole lot to see it straight on.
That's so nice.
And then for here, you could put makeup here, wherever you want, around the, like you see the little balls of the thing. I usually don't spread a whole lot like that. I usually do a little bit more dapping like this. in between anywhere you want to fill in a little bit. I'm just going to show you how it would fill in. I don't usually wear mascara, eyeliner under, and you could fill in your waterline however you want. I usually just don't wear that much. I'm just sort of rushing. But I'm just showing you that you could wear a liner, whatever type, whatever you want to wear around your eyes, you can do that.
It looks so nice.
And it can cover, like, see this one, the individuals. If you don't like that look, see how there's space. But I'm letting this one dry, so I'm showing you on this eye. And I can do more with my line. I'm just showing you that it could do that.
Exactly.
So that's it. And then you can put your regular, if you're going to wear your mascara or anything. And just for the record, cleaning, I'm going to put something on that you're going to be able to see.
Do the blue.
Okay, I'll do this one,
Yes,
or that light blue.
The dark blue.
Okay, I'm just going to put this on and show you that it's still, you apply your makeup normal, however you would apply it. It has nothing to do with your lashes. I just didn't put that much on the brush. I got to put it a little bit closer. But these little babies stay on, you guys, for however long.
Mom keeps her lashes on for a really long time.
I wake up and everything, my lashes are done.
Yeah, she doesn't have to do anything. It's one less step.
Yep. I'm just doing a little bit just so you can see that you can apply your, you go into more details. I'm not going to do all that, but boom! And they stay on for however long. It depends on how quickly a person's lashes grow. But mine stay on for months and months and months. They do typically, because they don't all grow and shed at the exact same time. Each individual lash, it can vary. So, but it's about the blue eyes. I don't have separate one blue eye. But I love them. And taking them off, like I said, you use any type of eye remover. They will come off
The eye makeup remover.
Eye makeup remover. Or even I've used just wipes that you clean your face. And I hold it over one if it's wet enough. And it will come off. Well, I didn't put a liner on this one. But anyway, I love these individuals. I'm not going real close yet because I'm making sure it's dry. It should be. I just try to give it a little bit extra time. But I just don't want to separate one eye with blue. So anyway, you put the liner, like here, or no liner. Or you can wear mascara and different, not mascara. Yeah, put a little bit of mascara on the lashes if you like. You don't have to. But I didn't fit.
I've always loved how you do your lashes.
But that's how I do my lashes. And I wake up with this done. I don't have to worry about anything else. So it's quick. Oh, sorry. Okay.
You're so silly.
Wait, we gotta look. Nothing else. I know you guys are like, what was wrong with that girl's face? And it's noticeable without me wearing lashes. I never walk around without lashes. Usually, I try not to. I don't like to shock people like that, but you guys, it's hot. So anyway, I'm avoid all of this stuff, and this is what I do to keep my lashes looking good. And these are the individuals. You can go down, like I said, to the really individual like this. Oh, these work. I think I set up there as well.
Yes, when you put them,
I've put those on Lexi before, and just like I do them on the bottom, I put them on each on a single lash.
They look really
I do
nice.
that at the top.
Yeah.
These last as well. It just takes me. It would be a longer process to use these, so I use the flare. That's all. So that's the only reason I use the flared ones. So anyway, hope that was helpful to you guys. Anything if you can need some help with something, I can walk you through a little bit more if you need that. So anyway, Lexa can't wear these things because
I sleep face down all the time.
And I sleep face up.
She did my lashes for me, and that first week I woke up and
they were everywhere.
All over. They were on my pillows. They were on my cheek. They were all.
She got attacked in the night. And I was gonna say, don't rub your eyes and things. It's coming.
I rub my eyes.
Yeah, it's like when you guys wear the same way you treat yourself when you treat your eyes when you wear the strip.
I wear the strips.
I would think doing the same thingy.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be careful. Don't rub your eyes a lot, things like that. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, it does.
It's not so much of them being removed, but they're going to rip. You're going to be ripping out lashes.
And so
they hurt.
I can't wear those ones. They don't work well for me. I rub my eyes. How I sleep. So
I definitely. I'm going to put some liner on. I can't sit here looking like this, but I'm going to be working on my other liner. But anyway, this is the finish. This is without the added liner, and my eyes a little bit irritates because I'm under these lights and I have allergies. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you, and have a good, what's today? Tuesday. Oh, we're on track.
I know, we're on track.
We're on track. So have a good rest of the week. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, you guys.